Hello everyone, and welcome to another video review. Today we have for you the Mil Spec 1911 from Springfield Armory. This is the Defend Your Legacy series Mil Spec 1911. There's also a California compliant model of the Mil Spec, so you have to pay attention to the manufacturer's product number. So make sure that you look on the Springfield Armory website and have the correct manufacturer's product number for this model. This is the full-size 5-inch model with a carbon steel frame and carbon steel slide. It is full-size 5-inch stainless steel barrel, 1/16 twist rate. It has the factory GI recoil system. It comes with one 7-round magazine. It's 8.6 inches in total length. It's 5.5 inches tall, and it weighs 39 ounces. The manufacturer's suggested retail price, $709. These are not the factory grips that it comes with. I have them right here. These are it. I bought these off the Springfield Armory website. They say US on them because this is the GI or Mil Spec 1911. So I thought these were more appropriate for this pistol. So let's go over the features in a little bit finer detail. So with the Mil Spec 1911, you get basic 3-dot white sights. They are metal. Look how thin it is. But they're metal, so that's nice. It comes with a chamber indicator on the barrel. You see it says SA45 auto on the barrel, and it has little bird's eye thing so you can see the brass casing when it's loaded. It has the basic hammer, as you see here. As you get more expensive 1911s, they'll call it an enhanced hammer, where it's like a loop. Here, this is just the basic hammer. Has the basic beaver tail that's very short, not protruded, and you see the angle is different than on more expensive ones. I have small hands, so I don't have to worry about hammer bite. But the biggest problem is the minimalist safety. That's just a little nub. It's extremely, and I mean extremely difficult to operate one-handed if you have small hands. If you have big hands, it's probably not as hard, but for me, I wear a size small gloves. Extremely difficult to use the safety with just my right hand. The Parkerized finish is nice. I like it. It actually does have some texture to it, so you can rack the slide from the front. No problem. The rear slide serrations, as you can see, are pretty weak sauce. They're not cut very deep, and they're right on top of each other. That I cut right next to each other. So there's not much grip to them. You can run your finger over them, and it doesn't dig in there at all. On other 1911 models, as they get more expensive, they'll have front and rear slide serrations, and they'll be cut deeper, so you can actually get some traction with your hands on it. It has the same grip safety as all of them do. I don't really know if there's a way to measure if the amount of pounds per pressure it takes to engage. I really don't know. I do know that the trigger on a 1911 is pretty butter no matter what model it is, if it's expensive or if it's the basic one like this. Doesn't take a lot of pressure. Doesn't have a lot of travel. The reset is really short, audible click. So you see how short that reset was? Boom. Extremely short reset. This is a very accurate pistol. The barrel fits into the grooves into the slide. So when you have a fixed barrel, it's more accurate. You can get Wilson Combat parts and switch some of the parts out on here. If I were to do anything, I would change the safety, because the safety is very hard to use. And I think it does improve the performance and shootability of the pistol. The hammer, not so much. The beaver tail, absolutely, because you get a better grip on the pistol. It doesn't have any real serrations. These are just lines, vertical lines. They don't really have any grip. And then you can clearly see there's nothing, it's smooth, which I prefer. I don't want anything there, but it could have some grip carved into it. So on your hand right here, get a little bit of grip. So I really like this. For the price, it can't be beat. It's highly accurate, highly reliable, and historically accurate too, with the parts and the features being limited, but the performance is there, and we have over 100 years of data on this platform, specifically in the John Moses Browning 45 ACP caliber. I don't really like the screws. I prefer the Torx screws instead, because as you can see, when I changed out, I got some scratches here on this screw, so whatever. Now I have to fix that or get some new screws, which isn't hard to do, but I want them to be Parkerized also. I don't want them to be stainless or blued. And well, I guess they could be blued. It wouldn't stick out so bad. But it also has a polished feed ramp on the stainless steel barrel, you can see. So the features are there to make it a reliable, accurate pistol. It's just the cost is down. So when you get more expensive 1911s, the features like the safety, the hammer, the beaver tail, the cutouts in the trigger, it's still going to be accurate with even this basic model. You can get even cheaper ones than this. You can get the Greek one or the Turkish ones. You can get the Cimarrons. I think those are made in Texas. You can get the Charles Daly. I think those are made in Italy actually and imported. You can get the Thompson Arms or whatever it's called. So there's cheaper ones than even the Springfield Armory Mil Spec. Nice metal magazines, factory 7-round. I think these are Metgar. It doesn't say it on this one, but all the other ones are, so I'm assuming this one is too. When you buy any Springfield Armory product, you will get a warranty that you can register the serial number, right? And then in your email, you get a discount code for Springfield Armory accessories, magazines, holsters, grips, whatever else they have. So when you buy a 1911, it will only be 1911 stuff. If you buy one of their XD, their Hellcats, any of their polymer pistols, it will be that line of stuff that you can get a discount on. So if you buy a 1911, don't think that you're going to get discounted magazines for your Hellcat Pro or your XD line of pistols. It will only be the 1911s. So that's just a heads up. Now what's great about this is the entry-level price allows you to put some of the higher end parts on it, and still you have the same reliable package that you didn't pay for that higher cost, right? Because the parts can be cheap. If you want a new safety or a new hammer or a new beaver tail, you can get the Wilson Combat ones and change them. But I like the Mil Spec just how it is. I bought some of the more expensive models of 1911 from Springfield Armory, and the increased cost doesn't increase the performance. When I go to the range and I look at the paper, this is a highly accurate pistol. So the more expensive ones have a little bit more of the creature comforts, and this has less of the creature comforts, but it's still going to be extremely accurate. If I could change a few things, I'd make the slide serrations deeper. I would change out the beaver tail for a more pronounced one. I'd leave the hammer. I'd make the safety the bigger safety, because people with small hands like me have a hard time using it with just one hand. And I would use the 8-round magazines instead of the 7-round or even 10-round ones, you know, just to maximize the platform. But you can get by with these, and if you got to carry a spare, oh well. If you're looking for a 1911 that won't break the bank, that's American made and is quality, you should check out the Springfield Armory line of 1911s. They have several different models to choose from. This is the most basic. You can also get this model in stainless. So it will be the same features, everything will just be stainless. It looks better, but it costs $100 more for the same thing. So that's kind of like one of the things with the more expensive 1911s. If it's stainless, it costs more, but if it's still the GI stainless, it's still the GI performance. It just costs $100 more than the carbon steel one that's Parkerized. So there are some things with the increased cost in different 1911 models that aren't really worth it to me. But I really do like the Mil Spec Parkerized version because it matches my 1903 Springfield. So I've got the World War I Classic. I've got World War I 1903 Springfield, and now I have the GI Mil Spec 1911 that matches. Finding one, the original ones, if you can find an original one, they're probably going to be $5,000. So these are highly sought after too. So if you have somebody that has an older one, even if it's a Remington one, you should grab it. These are going to hold their value. These are classic Americana, and this is a timeless design that we've been using for over a century now. Same with the 45 caliber cartridge. So for those of you that are into the shooting world, you should check out the bigger, heavier 1911. Instead of trying to keep going lighter, like with the 9mm and then with the comp and the brakes and everything, go the other way. Try out a full-size 5-inch 1911 in the 45 caliber, not 9, not 10mm, in 45. So you'll see what I'm talking about. The differences in night and day. Some of you may reject it because of the increased weight, but some of you will realize that the platform is better suited to you as a shooter. And at the end of the day, I go by what the paper shows me. And with this, I can be just as accurate, if not more accurate, than any of the polymer pistols. Thanks for watching this review, and stay tuned for more light content.